Goodness gracious. Blah. Blah, says me. Blah, I says. Just blah. All blah. All the blah. I am still just a smidgen little. I don't know. I can't even think of the word for the state of mind I'm in right now. Groggy. Groggy. That's the word that I'm trying to think of. Groggy. I have guzzled down a lot of water. And it's helped. Hydration is important, people. You always want to hydrate. Always hydrate. Hydration is important. That's all I really have to say on that about. Because we are going back to the consuming shadow. Because I felt like it. It's been a hot minute since the last time we did this one on stream. Hell, it's been a hot minute since the last time I just played this in general. I kind of want to do it there. So let's go ahead and get back into things. And, I don't know. Might be a shortish one today. Depends on how out of it I'm still feeling after a little while. But for now, back into the consuming shadow we go. There it is. So, something I hadn't noticed until after the fact, the last time I streamed this, was that we unlocked a new character. I played around with him a little bit off stream, and I wanted to kind of mess around with this guy a bit, you know? So we're gonna do that. We're gonna mess around with this guy a little bit. This two-fisted man of action in a world beyond his understanding. April 9th, 2012. Boss told me to hold up somewhere until the heat went down. He said he'd give me a signal when it was all clear. Something's going on outside, but I don't think it's a signal meant for me. By some cruel fate, I seem to have accidentally stolen the car of the one person who could have stopped the end of the world. And now, I have to take it where he left off. Maybe that's a good thing. Maybe better a man who can take care of himself than some skinny bullfrog. Cursed towns are best place to find what you're looking for, blah 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 blah. Yeah, we already know that much about it. This is not our first rodeo. So we got drugs, we've got medical supplies. Three distinct ancient ones currently active, trying to break into a realm. One that must be banished, second one assisting them, third one, for ineffable reasons of their own, is working against them. Attempting to banish the wrong god would be disastrous. Okay. We got our little clue thing, of course. Alright. Okay. Okay. It is more or less coming back to me on how this is supposed to be played. Let's do the thing. Since we don't have a predetermined destination to suggest on where we should go, let's start with Olden and see what we find. I have some intel that urgently needs to get to Hersham within 11 hours. If you have the time to sort this out, you won't go unrewarded. Excellent, good to know. So, Hersham. Alright. I feel a crackling in the depths of my inner ears and the backs of my palms are itching. This can only mean one thing. Magic. There is a great concentration of it that hasn't had time to disperse. This town must be home to a rift. One of the tears in the fabric of our universe, through which bleeds the dark influence of realms beyond. Oh my goodness, pardon me. Data, hello! Welcome in. You are just in time for investigating eldritch horrors and then kicking them. If I find it, then I can use the same magic it spews to seal it closed. Casting magic has its difficulties, but tracing it is straightforward enough. It's just a matter of finding enough slivers, traces, and reported monster sightings to track back to their point of origin. It is a delightful gender, and this is a delightful game. I don't know if you were here for the last time I streamed it, but this is like the epitome of what a proper indie horror arguably should look like. It's very narrative driven. And it also has some nice little exploration and combat moments too. I think you'll enjoy what you see. Also, hello to you as well, Pavor, and welcome in. But back to the narration, of course. One brief touch of a particularly active ley line indicates an extended area of overgrown parkland that backs into the town's largest cemetery. An ideal location for impressionable kids to come and dare each other to perform rituals they don't realize have power. Alright. Yes. Space, Dodge. Okay. Kick the monsters! I found something. A single diary page has been stuck here. At least I'll have something to read when this is over. I've recovered some dusty jewelry I estimate to be worth about £1. Mostly garbage. There's a piece of sturdy wire that probably twisted into a lockpick. Isn't it though? A body lies at my feet. They died with their limbs drawn up and their hands covering their face, desperately trying to block out the nightmare around them. It has that sort of old school Flash game aesthetic to it, you know? I found a discarded wallet containing £4. Oh ho! 2 rooms are required to seal this rift. I can see them floating in the morass of non-space. fuck? What hit me? I need my spellcasting mode. Okay, here we go, here we go. I have recovered some dusty jewelry I estimate to be worth about 4 pounds. Yes, okay. Oh, that's right. I think I need to find more rooms. So, you and Shim are in there. Okay. Yeah, well, there's not much I could have done about that game. It's a fucking rift. Here we go. The Ang rune has been inscribed on the wall here at Warrant. A generic prayer to a god. Not necessarily the god providing this place. It could be intended for an associated deity. The one thing of note here, Data, color is an important thing to pay attention to. As that tells me one of the gods we're investigating is linked to the color white. So, Yu, Shim, and Ang are the notable runes that we're working with on this. Uh-oh. Okay. Okay, I did that wrong. I think. Yeah, I definitely think I did that wrong. I'm fucking this up. I am definitely fucking this up. Okay. I royally fucked that up. Clearly, I am too far out of practice. Asphyxiated to death on a cloud of toxic gas 57 hours before the Ancients' invasion, achieved very little of consequence, restricted themselves to close combat, exterminating 12 enemy minions with melee attacks. In the end, subject was a mentally shattered time waster. Indeed, 'cause I've apparently forgotten how to do magic properly. Well, I guess at this point the only real option is to kill myself. Here we go, here we go. I'm dead. Hooray. Alright, we're gonna try that again. Dinnel, huh? Okay. I've got sightings of enemy minions in Finchester that need exterminating. If you have the time to sort this out, you won't go unrewarded. Good to know. I'm immediately suspicious of the geniality the people of this town display. There is a hollowness to their attitude that belies a combination of entrancement and evangelism. Some, unaffected, pardon me. Some unaffected ones pull me aside and warn me off. Many have been taken away, they say, and return changed. I hear disquieting tales of physical transformations concealed behind clothing and cosmetics. I am convinced that a dark power operates beneath the surface, infecting bodies and minds wherever its oily tendrils settle. The first people to exhibit strange behavior, I have discovered, were dock workers. The first known case is estimated to be a man who worked at one of the warehouses on the industrial riverfront. It did not take long to establish that something is wrong there. Workers go in and do not come out, and the nearby river is thick with the well-gnawed corpses of fish. Something is living there that should not be. Nothing but an old breathing mask. But maybe it could prove useful. In a pile of useless metal implements, I have found a small tool that could function as a lockpick. We found some money. Money, baby. Oh, I can go this way. Get
Gotcha, bitch.
Someone left their keyring here. Hopefully I can open all the doors now.
Nice.
Am I even hearing this thing? Okay, I was. Cool. Yushk is not the god attempting to invade. I know you're reading this, Scholar. Your actions will have far further reaching consequences than you could possibly imagine. All right. That is some very important information we've just found. Oh, I should also mark that down as having been reviewed. Success! The townsfolk are not immediately better off with the extermination of the creature behind their enslavement. There have been several murders and suicides already as the memories of their actions return. The best thing I can do for them now is leave them to heal. Alright, onward to Finchester then. And we're getting back into the swing of things. Ooh, a text from an unknown number. Why did you do it? I had thoughts and feelings and ambitions. Now there's just the darkness, and my chest is cold where you shot me. Anxiety seems to be getting the better of me. I feel hot and nauseous, and my hands won't stop shaking. Hopefully it'll pass. As soon as I arrive, I see creatures of shadow infesting the streets, attacking wantonly. The people are making a valiant effort to fight them off, but the struggle could go either way. I prepare to lend my effort to the resistance. And we win. Thankfully, my small contribution has been enough to turn the tide, and I'm able to give advice on future defense. The local authorities are grateful, and when I none too discreetly mention the posted reward, seem happy to pay it promptly. The town is calm and peaceful, oblivious of the shadow. My heart feels pained and heavy as I am confronted by what we stand to lose if I fail in my mission. After an hour, I have found the following items on sale from individuals content to not ask questions. No, we won't bother with that. But there's a discredited doctor operating a backstreet surgery here. They will heal me without questions as long as I have the cash. Oh! The madness tried to creep in. Okay, we're good now. I know, right? Isn't that's like so fucking good. And it'll do that more rapidly the less sanity you have, just to make it harder to like avoid doing that. The real question right now though is where to go next. We don't necessarily have a set destination for us right now. I'm thinking Gorham. Something tells me we'll find something in Gorham. Exhaustion is pulling at my eyelids to the point I can no longer ignore it. If I don't do something soon, I can't trust myself to drive safely. We have plenty of time. We'll pull over and nap. I pulled over to the hard shoulder, reclined the seat back, and allowed myself to drift off. The fact that I was able to sleep under the circumstances is testament to how exhausted I must have been. I seem to remember waking briefly to the sound of insectile chittering all around my car, and then being forced back to unconsciousness by a blow to the head. That goes some way to explaining why I am here now. The next task will be to determine where exactly here is. Another victim of the shadow. They lie curled up, still clutching at themselves as if something was eating away at them from the inside. The U rune has been inscribed on the wall here in white. A generic prayer to a god. Not necessarily the god perverting this place. It could be intended for an associated deity. That's a good thing to make note of. So whatever god we're dealing with, one of them is associated with the color white. There's a dented old cash box here containing around £2 in change. Money, money. I heard the words Ang Shim Yu being chanted inside the tent, and that night the warrior who had been near death was hunting boar with his fellows. But something had changed in his eyes. He had seen something on the other side, and his mind recoiled to even think about it. Ah, nice. So I now have a healing spell that will be useful. Strangely, each of the tribes I have studied independently think the names of Bjarla and Yush. The implication being that the two have a close bond, perhaps as siblings, or consorts, or both. All right. Oh, that's useful. But anyway, so since Bjarl is an ally of Yush, we can presume that they are an enemy of the invader. So we can mark that as having been recorded. Oh, that's interesting. My car is waiting for me just outside. I don't know if they intended to use it, or thought there was something important inside it, but I'm not about to question Providence. I've got reports of a sleeper cell in Burley. Needs cleanup sooner rather than later. You don't have to help out. These things escalate quickly. So we've got ourselves a situation in Burley. Our sanity's probably fine that we don't need to shoot up right now. Okay, there's Burley. We will make our way to Herschel. and head to Burley from there.
Oh, it's a text from the boss.
Hello, sunshine. I've got another pay installment coming your way. 8 quid this time.
Gosh, the boss is so generous.
I feel quite buoyed by the clean air here, and the people are friendly enough. It can only be a matter of time before they catch the Shadow's attention. Something funny about getting called sunshine in a game this dark. Isn't it though? After an hour, I have found the following items on sale from individuals content not to ask questions. Interesting. But no, we're gonna go back to the car and keep moving. Where the hell are you? Actually, I don't care. I'm wiring you 8 quid for petrol. Just check in ASAP. I find myself outside a small garage that appears to be still operating. The owner, a stocky and oddly haunted fellow, explains that since the Shadow fell, he saw it as his duty to make sure people get to where they need to be. He was impressed by the state of my car, considering, and has offered to boost the engine's top speed if I can spare him 2 hours and 15 pounds. I think I've got time enough for that. After 2 hours of idle conversation, the mechanic announced his modifications complete. Back on the road, I can feel an immediate improvement. At this speed, I can save more than enough time to make up for what I lost. I am brought to the problematic area and told that payment will be made once the problem is dealt with. I don't think the locals fully understand what kind of presence is in their town. They showed much relief and gratitude as I made my way inside. Get fucked, buddy. Oh, this thing looks new. The spell, Kissed Bitte Shim, induces visions of things to come in the area around you. It can give you the edge you need in dangerous situations. But remember that some sights, when seen, cannot be unseen. The Shin rune has been inscribed on the wall here in purple. It could be either a marking of territory, or a gesture of thanks or recognition to another god. Fascinating. Alright, we know that purple is another color one of the gods are connected to. Nice. A body lies at my feet. Boils coat their flesh, even the back of their throat, to the point that suffocation may have been the cause of death. Woof! That's a hell of a way to go. Let me see. Yeah, that's... Bitch. Alright, where was I? We are going this way. For some reason, a perfectly functional lockpick has been left here. Perhaps to be recovered later. Ooh, nice money. Alright, guess I found everything that's worth investigating here. Hello, Obake. Welcome in. The people waiting for me outside seem determined to not ask questions. Upon my assurance that the problem is solved, they pay without quibble. I wonder if this will be the last time I visit this town. The town is calm and peaceful, oblivious of the shadow. My heart feels pained and heavy as I am confronted by what we stand to lose if I fail in my mission. Let's get some drugs, yeah! I fail to see how that's going to help me if I'm not using a gun. So the problem right now is that we don't know the name of the god that we need to banish. What's more, we don't know the banishment ritual yet. And we're starting to lose time. We're getting to the point where we're almost to where we only have a day left. Stonesport here has a red marker on it, though. So that's probably got something worth investigating. The shadow has a definite foothold in Formouth, and it's going to make its move soon. Don't expect a warm welcome there if you let this slide. Different environments yield different rewards. Office buildings have a lot of documents and very little loot. Warehouses have it the other way around. Okay, that's interesting to note. I hadn't actually known that. The taint upon this town brings to mind the work of a medieval plague. Everywhere I look, I see eyes dropped and jaws slack in silent wails of anguished torment. I saw a tarpaulin in the street, covering a huge mass from which something that may once have been a limb extrudes. This is not the type of work of the shadow. This is all coming from a source. A loose, poorly handled magical artifact left to leak its foul energies into everything around it. My investigations keep turning up the name of an elderly and eccentric professor, whose home address I have acquired from the university. By all accounts, he is absent-minded enough to keep a dangerous occult text in his house. I have to recover it, and I have to recover it now. And I need to do it before I start paying too much attention to the screams and banging being made at the back of my mind by my sense of self-preservation. You know, that brings an interesting thought to mind. But has anyone ever, had moments where they'll hear, knocking or a voice or whatever, and you'll know beyond a shadow of a doubt that it's in your head, but at the same time the sound is so vivid that it sounds like it couldn't be? Because I have those moments sometimes, especially when I'm trying to sleep. And come to think of it, I actually had one of those moments earlier when I was having a nap. I just, totally at random, while I'm trying to sleep, I just, all of a sudden, randomly just hear a, just a steady knocking. And it sounded really vivid, like there was actually someone nearby knocking on my wall, but I knew it was in my head. And it's like, knowing that just sort of makes like this sort of pressure build up in your head, like some part of your mind is coming to grips with the fact that what you're hearing isn't actually real, and that you know it's real, but some part of you wants to believe that it is, you know? It's so fucking weird to have that happen. Ow. Rude. Rude. Stop. Stop. Stop it. Stop. Asshole, come here. Come here. Stop hawking loogies at me. In the language of the ancients, the syllable shim is usually given as a name, but has also variously been written to denote the concepts of illness, infection, and deformity. Dude, I've had those moments too. And like, you absolutely know that what you're hearing isn't actually what you're hearing, right? Like, you know that it's just some, like, thought manifesting randomly in your head, vividly enough that you're just hearing footsteps that you know aren't actually there. It's so damn surreal to think of. Oh, nice keys. That'll be helpful. The walls of the cave were absolutely covered in the rune commonly pronounced as Kiss. Each one daubed on in a chalky orange paint by what I sincerely hope were human fingers. Okay. We're gonna let that be for... Nope! We're not fucking with that, thanks. Strangely, each of the tribes I have studied independently link the names of Yushk and Birala. The implication... Yeah, we already know that. We already figured that one out. We need something a little more substantial in terms of our information. Thank you. Oh, good. We'll take that. Very nice. The syllable kiss had many uses in the language of the ancients, most notably as the third symbol of a notorious dispel purported to be powerful enough to banish a god. Sweet. All right. Oh. Okay, that's a problem. That's useful. Yeah, I'd say it's time for us to get the fuck out. The town is lost to the shadow, and nothing I could have done can change that. But perhaps, with what I have recovered here, this will finally be the last. Woof! Good golly, Miss Molly, let's shoot up. Hell yeah, let's inject those illegal drugs. Ooh! Ooh! I can taste colors now. Alright, let's keep moving. Formuth it we're going to. Here we go. Boom. I'm brought to the problematic area and told that payment will be made once the problem is dealt with. I don't think the locals fully understand what kind of presence is in their town, but they showed much relief and gratitude as I made my way inside. Ooh, nice. Money. In a pile of useless metal implements, I have found a small tool that could function as a lockpick. Nice. Okay. The Ewe rune has been inscribed on the wall here in purple. It could be either a marking of territory or a gesture of thanks or recognition to another god. I'm feeling like I can't actually kill this thing. I don't think I could have actually killed that thing, whatever that was. relics. We take those. Helpful. Oh no, wait. Wasn't there? No. Okay. I do not appreciate your bullshit, bitch. Okay. We should probably heal ourselves. So, I can shim you. With a violent surge, my body regenerated. Bones snapped back into line and wounds were yanked closed. The experience was quite ghastly. I'm starting to think the thing in that one room is what I'm supposed to be killing here. I will kick the shit out of you, motherfucker! Alright, turns out I could kill her. Nice. If these New Age types knew what kind of forces they were toying with, I think that any anxiety they find is relieved by the Angshim mantra would probably be cancelled out. Strange calm. Fascinating. The people waiting for me outside seem determined to not ask questions. Upon my assurance that the problem is resolved, they pay without quibble. I wonder if this will be the last time I visit this town. The atmosphere is tense here, as news has spread of the darkness infecting neighboring towns. Besides that, I cannot sense the shadow's influence. For now. Treat my broken leg. Refill my med kit and give me some drugs. And since I have the cash for it, oh, never mind. I thought I had the cash for it. We can't be killing ourselves now. That just won't do. Oh my goodness. Well, where the hell should we head next? We're starting to get to the point where we're getting low on time. So, let's stay close to Stonehenge and see if we can find more information in the neighboring towns. I was drawn by the sight of illuminated windows and discovered a petrol station, isolated from surrounding buildings. Though the glass in the front door, I can't see any signs of life, but there may be supplies inside. Experimentally, I try the doorknob. It isn't locked, but I find myself hesitating before I go any further. Oof. The madness is strong right now. The moment I took a single step inside, I heard the fluttering of obscene limbs. Something thumped wetly to the floor to my side. Instinctively, I leapt back and was pursued into the street by an outpouring of mangled flesh and malevolent beings. With the monsters dead, I turn my attention to the building and find a small cash box under the counter containing 23 pounds. Wary of what else could be lurking around here, I opt not to search the rest of the building and instead return to my car. Still recovering. Oh, damn. Okay. All right then. Oh, my goodness. The atmosphere is tense here as news has spread of the darkness infecting neighboring towns. Besides that, I cannot sense the Shadow's influence. For now. Hey now! Damn thing snuck up on me. I think we're good.
Oh, shit!
It really snuck up on me. Damn! Little shit like that is what makes this such a good game, though. I mean, come on. Strange events have been reported in Toneforth. Can't say any more. Wouldn't want to spoil the surprise. Alright, we have a lead to follow now. That's good. Oh, and we've got a situation here we've stumbled on too. We might find something. I almost feel like I'm watching this town on a muted television. The streets are completely deserted. There are abandoned cars at every junction. I've searched a few homes and found televisions still on and food still laid out on dining tables. The cutlery thrown carelessly aside. The wind is the only sound. Oh, my God, pardon me. The wind is the only sound, and even that howls quietly, as if afraid of waking something up. I feel like I'm waiting for it all to shatter, and for the shadow to burst from every crack, and a manhole like a flash flood. After some exploration, all signs were pointing to a condemned building just off the main shopping district. Masses of cars were parked around it, as if everyone had suddenly decided to go there en masse. The front door looks like there was some kind of insane skirmish to get in. Bewitchment must have been involved. Perhaps I'm not too late. Perhaps I can find survivors and pull them from the brink. Perhaps, if I write it down, I will start to believe it. The name Yushk often appears in relation to physical suffering. Early Christians claim it was a word uttered by Christ on the cross, but it also appears in the language of pre-Roman Celtic tribes to identify some kind of pain avatar or spirit. All right, that's good to know. We should also probably be grateful to know that the god of pain is not trying to The hostage pulled a gun on me. I had no choice. They must have been turned by the Shadow's minions. They still appear to be human. Either they are in the earliest stage of changing, or the Shadow broke their mind in subtler ways. Okay, but there's like a note. But note. Okay, fine. Whatever. Fuck you, game. Damn. Okay. The hostage, a young woman in office attire, seems lost in thought, and only notices my presence after I free her. She nods shallowly and makes her escape. To my amazement, this victim of the Shadow is still alive. I free them of their bonds and direct them to the exit. Nothing left for me here. I can escape now by the same way I came in. Well, that's a problem. Okay, cool. So that tells me that Birala is also a god of disease. So we're narrowing things down. Pardon me. The strange woman in office attire was waiting for me at the door, wanting to know about my mission. She listened with a disconcerting intensity before wordlessly reaching into a thick notebook, not unlike my own, and passing me a page of occult text. I thanked her, at which point she suddenly went for a hug, during which she whispered into my ear, "Come to Kipton and bring a pentagram necklace." In the case of a 4-rune incantation, the first rune denotes the recipient of the spell. In the banishment ritual, for example, it would be the rune of the creature being banished. Alright, Good to know. Good to know. But we still don't have enough. Let's see. Shimrun is associated with disease. Birala is associated with the color purple. Alright, so we have everything we need to know in terms of Biarla. But if Biarla's Yushk's enemy, and Yushk is not the invader, then we still don't know who the invader is. And we only have 33 hours left to figure that out. I can't do anything with that, apparently. Oh, but I need a pentagram. Alright, we'll go back to Stone's Port. And see if we can find anything useful there. I've got sightings of enemy minions in Hobblegate that need exterminating. Don't expect a warm welcome there if you let this slide. I am greeted with a startling scene in the middle of the road. A large man, clutching a large and vicious kitchen knife, stands over a terrified woman, apparently his spouse. He announces that he is convinced that she is possessed by darkness, something I cannot verify from where I stand. He moves to stab her through the heart. I have only seconds to act. Use the stab Oh, I see. That's an option that would be available if I had a stab-proof vest. Shit. Alright, we will restrain the husband. The man has the strength of a lifetime in the fields. He easily deflects my attempts to control his limbs, and before either of us knows what has happened, plunges the knife into my gut. Momentarily shocked at himself, the woman is able to run forward and cradle her husband's face, convincing him of her humanity. It is a small comfort as I stagger to my car, clutching a wound that will require hospital treatment. Ew! Oh! Fuck, man! Oh, shit! I was caught off guard by that one. Oh, we got a fair bit of info on this thing now. Ah, those fuckers that I keep running into, of course. Whew. Puker. Ah, those. Neat. We got some birthstones. Ooh, okay. Can find the information you need in town stated by Shet. Yeah, we already know that. Oldbury. Noted. And so we begin the process again. I've got sightings of enemy minions in Finston that need exterminating. There's some extra cash in it for you if you're willing. Noted. I feel quite buoyed by the clean air here, and the people are friendly enough. It can only be a matter of time before they catch the Shadow's attention. We're fine for now. We won't bother. We will go to Oldbury. Do you think you can atone for the things you did this way? Your darkness runs too deep to be reached by this paltry scrubbing. Oh no, my sanity! I find myself outside a small garage that appears to still be operating. The owner, a stocky and oddly haunted fellow, explains that since the Shadow fell, he saw it as his duty to make sure people get to where they need to be. He was impressed at the state of my car, considering, and has offered to boost the engine's top speed if I can spare him 2 hours and 15 pounds. Sounds good to me. After 2 hours of idle conversation, the mechanic announced his modifications complete. Back on the road, I can feel an immediate improvement. At this speed, I can save more than enough time to make up for the loss. Here we go, we're at Oldbury. Delicious water, wonderful aqua. Enter the town now. The town is suffering under an infestation of small, scuttling creatures. 2 large rats, to mention too aggressive and too organized. It is clear that this is only the beginning of something terrible. It starts with petty nuisances. Nuisances, my bad. Killing pets and ruining crops. And sooner or later, it escalates to missing people being found half devoured. I must root out the nest before it reaches that point. The townspeople's concerns seem to center around an office building. Apparently, it was evacuated for an extermination early in the crisis, but has not since reopened. Furthermore, no one can confess to having seen any of the exterminators come out. It must be the location of the nest. These creatures do not have the sophistication for misdirection or subterfuge. Oh, hello, bitch. The Kiz rune has been inscribed on the wall here in white. It could be either a marking of territory or a gesture of thanks in recognition to another god. Okay. My recording device picked up the chanting of some kind of mantra intended to ward off evil. It was hard to make out. The last part definitely sounded like Agen. And it is definitely not time to go. There's more to be found here for sure. The animosity is rooted in the suffering reportedly endured by a worshipper of Yushk while captured by the cult of Shzo. Shzo worshippers seem to tell the story the other way around. Okay. That's 2 gods' names confirmed. But we need more. While not their signature color, the god Bjarla is also shown to have an affinity for the color white, which is associated with an allied deity in the ancient pantheon. Alright, we have the 3 gods' names now. That's progress. Okay. In the language of the ancients, the name of Bjarla is often identified with a symbol resembling a stick man with their head and one arm missing. Okay. More progress being made. The creatures still infest every crack and shadow of the town, but I have ensured they will no longer breed. The combined effort by the locals will be enough to exterminate the remainder. I can move on now. Onward, then, to Finston. As soon as I arrive, I see creatures of the shadow infesting the streets, attacking wantonly. The people are making a valiant effort to fight them off, but the struggle could go either way. I prepare to lend my effort to the resistance.
Easy!
Thankfully, my small contribution has been enough to turn the tide, and I am able to give advice on future defense. The local authorities are grateful, and when I none too discreetly mention the posted reward, seem happy to pay it promptly. I feel quite buoyed by the clean air here, and the people are friendly enough. It can only be a matter of time before they catch the Shadow's attention. Well, first, before I refill the medkit, I should probably use the medkit. Now we're good to continue on. Only now the question is, where to go from here? We don't have any more leads. What do you think, guys? Lolly, Saxro, or Dinby? Which of these delightfully silly named towns should be our next destination? I'm thinking maybe Lolly. see what's in that direction. Does karate feel as good as the noise and the spark and the power of death in your palm? The noise and the spark and the power of death. So like, what? A gun? Alright, nothing of note in Lonely. Well, I guess we'll hit up Saxro next, since that's where we're pointed. Nothing of note here either. I'm feeling like Goreforth might lead us to something. So let's head to Alms Church and hit up Goreforth from there. Oh, we have something. I am given cause to slow by some kind of fight in the road. It appears to be between a small group of loutish young men and another prone individual who they are kicking and spitting on. One of the youths instruct me not to interfere. Oh shit, pardon me. Stating that they have caught one of them. I can't get a clear look at the victim, though. The many attacking legs. You know, under the circumstances, I don't think being altruistic is really in our best interest right now. So we need to find info to stop eldritch abominations from invading the world. I have some intel that urgently needs to get to Finston within 9 hours. Do it or don't, but if you don't, the town won't be safe for long. Oh, finally we have a lead. All right. Doubling back to Saxro then, to make our way to Finston. Here we go. The message is received by a flustered man dressed not dissimilarly to myself. He is agitated enough that I am forced to awkwardly remind him of the agreed payment before he can run off, whereupon he throws a handful of notes at me and disappears into the shadows. Well, so much for that lead. Something strikes my front bumper, and I screech to a halt. I'm on a forested path, and I can't see anything on the road. I get out of the car, but there is still nothing around, and not even a dent in the bumper. I am then rooted to the spot by a gruff voice coming from somewhere in the darkness ahead of me.
Get away from the car.
It growls.
Move away from it and step forward.
Choices. Okay. We'll do what he says, I guess. Cautiously, as if each step might make the ground collapse beneath my feet, I move toward the source of the voice. After a few yards, I plant my feet and demand that speakers show themselves. Then a shot rings out. I flinch, but I was not the target. Instead, there is a fresh bullet hole in my car's radiator grill, from which some kind of vapor is rising. Maddeningly, the engine has been damaged and can no longer go at top speed. Dick! Well, either way, Alms Church apparently has activity, so that's something. Been rolling my cyanide pill around in my mouth all morning, wondering if I should bite it. Tastes like one of those chewable vitamins. The shadow cast upon this town hits me like a foul stench the moment I leave the car. Everywhere I look, I see eyes dropped and jaws slack in silent wails of anguished torment. I saw a tarpaulin in the street, covering a huge mass from which something that may once have been a limb extrudes. Something far worse than a mere generalized taint has caused this. This is all coming from a source. A loose, poorly handled, magical artifact left to leak its foul energies into everything around it. Oh, God damn it. We're good. We're good. I have followed the corrosive energy trails to their source, which I have concluded to be a dark, foreboding forest that borders the town. Someone must have attempted to rid themselves of an artifact here. I have to recover it if I have to. I have to recover it, and I have to recover it now. Thankfully, the vile air in this place makes my mind heavy and confused, which goes some way to suppress the aching terror I should feel at the prospect. Okay. We finally have more information, and also hello, Raedrin. Welcome in. We are investigating Eldritch Gods. The U rune has been inscribed on the wall here in yellow. A generic prayer to a god. Not necessarily the god perverting this place. It could be intended for an associated deity. Okay. So we now know that Yushk or Yarla is associated with the color yellow. One of them is the yellow god. Wait a minute. Yeah, we don't know on that one. Alright, we got keys. Nice. Whew. In the language of the ancients, the syllable "yu" is usually given as a name, but has also variously been written to denote the concepts of insanity, irrationality, and confusion. Okay. So we know that one of these two now are the god of madness. But we do not yet know which one. In the case of a four-room incantation, the third room denotes the recipient of the spell. In the banishment ritual, for example, it would be the room of the creature being banished. I'll escape when I'm goddamn well good and ready to. Thanks. The town is lost to the shadow, and nothing I could have done can change that. But perhaps, with what I have recovered here, Well, I had a niggling feeling that Gorforth might lead me to something. So let's go that way. I stopped to enter a corner shop that didn't look abandoned and was confronted by an armed man in hastily assembled survival gear, demanding money from a terrified cashier. He attempts to simultaneously cover both me and the cashier with his gun, flicking his aim left and right. His eyes are wide and nervous. You know what? I'm playing the role of the warrior right now. We're gonna grab the gun. I time my movement, and just as the gunman takes his eyes off me, I make a grab for his arm. He is stronger than I anticipated. He tries to aim for me, and somehow the gun goes off. An ice-hot streak of pain lances across my side as the bullet scrapes my ribs, and I fall. Once the robber has left with all the cash in the till, I wave off the cashier's offer to help me up and return to the car, ears burning with humiliation. Ow! Well, there's nothing here to investigate anyway. Let me think. We need to refill our medkit. Well, so much for my niggling feeling. Where to go from here? We're getting close to the point where there's only 24 hours left before we have to act on doing something about the god. So let's go to Blessholm, see if anything useful's there. Network's down in Lawley, and I need a message couriered there within 11 hours. There's some extra cash in it for you if you're willing. Oh, it's that message again. Fuck that message. Blah. Man, all the way back up to Lolly. Fuck me. Okay. A police siren jerks me to full alertness. There's no ignoring it. They want me to stop. Can I allow myself to be delayed at this point? Well, considering the police are after me in this role, no, we're gonna speed up. I slammed down the accelerator. The police seem to have been caught by surprise, and luckily, I quickly find a small cluster of uneven forest roads in which I am able to lose my pursuer. They will, however, have had more than enough time to take down my car's number plate. I should be wary of law officers in the future. I mean, shit, I should be wary of them, period. I am playing the role of a criminal character here. You got sloppy, kiddo. No one needs to die on that job. Want to give me some reasons not to cut you loose? The message is received by a flustered man dressed not dissimilarly to myself. He is agitated enough that I am forced to awkwardly remind him of the agreed payment before he can run off, whereupon he throws a handful of notes at me and disappears into the shadows. Got more drugs! Yay, drugs! Where to go from here, though? Yeah, we'll head back to Saxrow and start searching the southern towns. With any luck, with a lot of luck, we'll find the info we need. Pardon me again. As I stop briefly at a junction, a harassed-looking young man in rumpled clothes runs to my window and pleads for a ride between labored breaths. He says that there are dark forces at work in one of the safe towns, and it is vitally important to get there. His hand is nervously rattling at my passenger side door handle, which I have shrewdly been keeping locked. I mean, with the number of leads that I have not had so far, we'll take this. Let him in. Before I could finish voicing my consent, the stranger hauled me out of the driver's seat and into the road. I could only watch, paralyzed with shock, as he made his escape in my car. For 2 miserable hours I walked along the roadside before recovering my car, abandoned in a hedgerow with the door wide open. To make matters worse, the engine has suffered some damage and can no longer go at top speed. Well, fuck. There's fighting on the streets of Dinby. Okay. Noted. All right, so Dinby it is then. Onward we go. Here we go. As soon as I arrive, I see creatures of the shadow infesting the streets, attacking wantonly. The people are making a valiant effort to fight them off, but the struggle could go either way. I prepare to lend my effort to the resistance. Oh no! The madness is seeping in! Thankfully, my small contribution has been enough to turn the tide, and I am able to give advice on future defense. The local authorities are grateful, and when I none too discreetly mention the posted reward, seem happy to pay it promptly. Hello, Corvid. Welcome. Oh my gracious. We are not in a good position. We have found fuck all on information concerning the gods, and we're running out of time. Well, Kedchester seems to be the closest town, so we'll head there first. Maybe we'll get lucky and find something useful. No! Pardon me. That just kind of came out. There's a short traffic jam on the motorway. Not a major one. I should be moving again within minutes, but I take the opportunity to get out for a moment and stretch my legs. Other families have had the same idea. A couple are arguing around the car in front, and their young daughter, clad in pajamas and a hastily thrown-on coat, asks me if everything is going to be all right. It is nice, isn't it? We'll be reassuring to the girl, why not? I pretend to have misunderstood the question and tell the girl that her parents are arguing over nothing, and it doesn't mean they don't love each other less. She nods, slightly puzzled, and leaves me alone. Shortly after, traffic starts moving again, and the family go on their way. I wonder how differently this encounter could have gone. Nice. All the way in Goreforth, and we only have a day left to uncover the god. Oh, the Kedchester has a presence within it. Excellent. The shadow cast upon this town hits me like a foul stench the moment I leave the car. Everywhere I look, I see eyes dropped and jaws slack in silent wails of anguished torment. I saw a tarpaulin in the street, covering a huge mass from which something that may once have been a limb extrudes. Something far worse than a mere generalized taint has caused this. This is all coming from a source. A loose, poorly handled magical artifact left to leak its foul energies into everything around it. Reports indicate that the strange events began after the police raided an abandoned house. A number of artifacts were seized. The facility the police use for evidence storage will be my next destination. It must be recovered. I'm willing to take the risk, and I need to do it before Holy shit. Pardon me again. They should really call a plumber. Eldritch leaks can cost a fortune to fix when they get out of hand. True! Absolutely true. Yes. Luckily, I am that plumber. Money. More money. Mm-hmm. Okay, nice, nice. Ooh, very useful. Okay. Bitch, I will kick the shit out of you. Die already. I have no spells to fight him with. So I'll just keep kicking the shit out of him.
Dead.
Killed by a hostile magic spell 23 hours before the Ancients' invasion. Mangled to partially assemble the banishment. Managed to partially assemble the banishment ritual. Restricted themselves to close combat. Exterminating 18 enemy minions with melee attacks. In the end, subject was physically exhausted, mentally shattered. Was a physically exhausted, mentally shattered, narcotics-riddled savior. Ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba. Okay. Well, at any rate, I am really feeling the eep right now, my darling little gremlins. So I think, under les circumstances, I'm gonna go ahead and call it for today and have myself a nice little nap. But, as always, thank you for joining me today, and for anyone that might be new here or seeing this on the VODs later that have liked what you've seen or would like to see more of moi, you can find me pretty much anywhere on the internet at Mort the Macabre. And if you are, of course, present on Twitch right now, you can find links to my various socials and other things on the channel. And until the next time, my darlings, have yourselves a delightfully